Chargers knocking off the Broncos 19-16 in yet another disappointing, sad loss for the Broncos. At this point, it feels just like a never-ending Mad Lib for describe this game for the Broncos. Underwhelming, disappointing. The Broncos started off hot, right? 10 early points in this game, a Greg Dulcich touchdown. Russ opened up for 10 for 10 for passing. He ended 15 for 28, 188 yards and 1 touchdown. There was a lot of belief from Mile High that coming off Thursday night's loss, with plenty of extra time to get ready for Monday night, this offense would click, right? They would finally put it together in the middle of October. And did they? They blue-balled us because in the first quarter it looked like it. This offense was really moving. And then they put up 6 points for the rest of the game. And nothing after that. As for this defense, bow down to it. This Broncos defense limited Justin Herbert and the Chargers, in my eyes, to 16 points. I don't count the last 3 because of a special teams error. I mean, you go to SoFi, which is not a tough place to play, but still, you go on the road and you hold Herbert and the Chargers to 16 points. We're going to go through some more takes. We're going to get through a lot of it here. But I want to throw this question your direction right now. What's your one-word reaction from this loss? Let me know in the comments right now. I'm just self-producing myself here, so we won't get a whole bunch of graphics on screen. But what is that one-word reaction you have from this 19-16 loss? For me, it's not even like unbelievable. It's predictable. This offense has looked the same. For all of you guys that got on my case back when they beat the Texans and I wasn't jumping up and down over it, this is why. Because if they could barely get by the Texans, why were they going to get by the Chargers, the Chiefs, some other better AFC competition? All right, so we're going to get to some super chats really quickly. We are doing this post-game show live right now during the watch party we had for this Monday night game. Invite you to join us in the future. So, some members of Broncos Country have some takes. We're going to get that on screen right now, kind of get their thoughts and see what people are saying right here. So make sure you are subscribed so that way you can be on future post-game shows. We will start with Carrie, who had a couple here. Fire Hackett. Yeah, that's a fun topic right now. Shame on me probably for not saying it earlier. Wilson is terrible. Here's what I'm going to say. Hackett's not getting a pass in my book. The ground game had nothing going for it, right? The longest rush was what? Latavius Murray, 14 yards in the fourth quarter. So the ground game didn't help Hackett at all. It made him pretty one-dimensional, which is tough as a play caller because then the defense knows what you're doing. But still, you are the head coach. You had from Thursday to Monday to get your team ready. And the offense, which is your specialty, just couldn't get it done. At a certain point, it's not even about the X's and O's. It's about this team coming in here and putting up farts after farts. Understand your frustration, Carrie, I do. Another super chat from Carrie. Kind of what I expressed earlier. Only thing we have going for us is our defense. I agree. Speaking of the defense, though, Damari Mathis, I don't think he is a future CB2 for this season. He looked and played like a rookie. Had that one awesome pass breakup, which felt like the biggest play of the game in the moment. But 4 defensive pass interferences. He was the Chargers' best receiver, was he not? It wasn't Mike Williams. Shout out to Patrick Surtain. He locked that shit down. It was Damari Mathis. Giving up chunks of change from the first play throughout the whole game. He's a rookie corner. I'm not going to jump down his throat and act like he can ever play again. That happens to rookie corners. But still, they missed Ronald Darby big time today. Another super chat from Carrie. Very nice super chat here. Where do the Broncos go from here? Love the super chat. Where do they go from here? Go back to work. That's really it. They get back to work and they try to prepare themselves for next week. As John Fox said, no one's coming in here to save us. That's the best I got for you there. This super chat coming in from Nathan Coral. Make Evero, head coach, and hire a new OC is my take. I mean, Evero is looking like the smartest thing Hackett's done since he was named head coach. He's done an awesome job with this defense that has faced a lot of injuries, right? Simmons and Gregory. You could argue two of the top three players put on IR, and this defense hasn't winked. So, shout out to Evero for sure. The end, 789, or 4789. Hackett in the offensive line is trash. Don't use Russ' strengths. Let's actually talk about this offensive line. The end breaks up a very good point here. One, we had a Billy Turner sighting. Holy smokes. I never thought we'd see him play at all this year. So that was fun. That was new. So we had a Billy Turner signing. That's one. But the left side sucked. Once they moved Cam Fleming over there, I mean, that sack on Russell Wilson late in the game to kill any chance of moving down the field on third down was all on Reisner. He had a bad game. Cush. Dude, I was a big Cush defender. I look dumb right now doing that take. I do. So, I understand your frustration right there at the end. I really do, right? Now, with that being said here, if you are looking for a Broncos YouTube channel, this is what I can say for you. I mean, sub for dubs, because what other choice do we have here as a fan base? Not much. This team is looking like what we think they are going to be. Bad on offense. Good for 12 to 20 points a game, and you just hope the defense... The only thing that's missing from this team is a defensive touchdown, because that's what it will take for them to beat better competition. The defense can't just limit the Chargers to 16 points, in my opinion. They have to score two, because the offense is only going to score one touchdown. So, for that reason, it's a tough ask for the defense, but that's where they've come to this point here. I want to throw some more stats on screen your guys' way here as we continue on with this tough conversation we're having. Let's start with the Broncos' offensive stats. 258 yards, 160 through the air, 98 on the ground. They really miss Javonte Williams. And I know people are going to be asking about Christian McCaffrey. Here's what I'm going to say about Christian McCaffrey right now. One, you don't have the ammo to make the trade. The Panthers want a first. Let's say they don't get a first. Bear with me. They don't have a second to offer. Denver, that is. If they can't get a first from anyone, they'll probably get a second from someone. Let's say somehow it slips to a third, though. All right. So Denver lands Christian McCaffrey, right? Ed's son comes back home to Denver. He's going to play for 55% of the season for 20% of your draft assets. Not a very good ratio. What happens when Javonte Williams returns? You're going to have two awesome running backs. Great. That's not a bad problem to have. The problem I have is Rob Walton and this new ownership just signed off on a check for $250 million for Russell Wilson to cook. They don't want to sign that check off for Denver to just run the football with McCaffrey and Williams. I know this team needs a playmaker. I get that. But I don't see the trade happening for two big reasons. One, if they wanted to make it happen, they don't have the means. Understand that, please. Two, why would this team go out and trade for a big-name running back after trading for a big-name quarterback? Seems a bit counterintuitive, does it not? That's my take on this. Really quickly, we'll go through some Chargers stats. 297 yards. Herbert was pedestrian, 224 yards. Again, shout out to Patrick Surtain. Shout out to Baron Browning. They had awesome games. 73 rushing yards. They really controlled Austin Eckler. 11 for 22 on third down. 9 penalties like Denver. Really ugly start for both these teams in the penalty department. So, we got a super chat flying in really quickly. We'll get to that. You got some more takes you want to get on screen right now for all of you guys currently watching live. By all means, do so. Brent Thompson. Russ needs eugenics, total T, and okay. I don't really know what that means. I don't know if I just walked into a meme. So we have that going for us right now at the channel. But let's kind of put a bow on this. Let everyone try to salvage the rest of their week. Palmer, 9 grabs, 57 yards. That's a lot of Damari Mathis's work right there. Jeudy, 3 receptions, 54 yards. I mean, Russ opened up the game going to different receivers, from literally Eric Tomlinson to Andrew Beck. But afterwards, from a 10-10 start, 15 for 28. What is that, like 53%, give or take? Just nothing offensively. That's what it really comes down to for me. This offense looked like it figured it out finally. A field goal and then a touchdown and then nothing, essentially. 2 field goals later on, but no touchdowns outside of Greg Dulcich's score. I mean, I'm watching ESPN right now. Dustin Hopkins, you let a kicker without a functioning right leg beat you. How about that? How about that right there? We check Twitter really quickly before I sign off. See if there's anything. But the Broncos fall to 2-4. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what... Oh, Russell Wilson has a hamstring injury. I'm just seeing this right now. Wow. Nathaniel Hackett said Russell Wilson suffered a hamstring injury in the loss. Bassie and Patrick also got injured. Up all in all, I mean, I hate to be this guy, but how convenient for Russ. Another bad game, and it's, well, I had an injury. Not calling him a faker, I'm not calling him a liar, but it's got to be convenient for his camp. Of like, yeah, well, I played through a hamstring, so bow down to me. Come on. It's another thing after another thing here. We have that working for us now. For all of you who clicked on the video because of the title, hope you enjoyed watching to the end. I'm going to sign off on this post-game show. Appreciate everyone for joining me. Late Monday night. Real fans sticking through it. Shout out to you guys for not giving up. It's an ugly start. 2-4.